My husband found him online. So he was looking kind of under the pit bull category on Pet Finder. And he pulled me into the office one day and had me look at it. And I said, that's fine. If we get a pit bull, then we just can't have children. Because I had heard all this terrible stuff. And he went off on me, giving me a whole spiel about how they're not bad dogs. They've gotten a bad rap and the whole thing. So they had an open house at the shelter and I agreed to go look at the dogs. I had no intention of getting a pit bull. I figured we'd find a dog, a lab or something. And we walked in and there's all these dogs barking and jumping at you and pulling at their chains and wanting to get at you. And Mr. Dog was sitting there with the only thing he was doing was just tail was pounding on the ground. That happened to be the dog that Ace had been looking at online. He was very sweet, very rambunctious, but I said that I needed to know that he was going to be okay with kids. They agreed for the very first time ever to let us do a home visit, but I said that's the only way I'd feel comfortable doing it. So we said, yeah, this is the dog. This is the dog for us. There was an open house we saw in the paper, and we went there and looked at it and really liked it. Ace thought we should probably just check this out, and he said, Walford has a pit bull ban. All of Benton County has a county-wide pit bull ban. So we called Deanne, who had helped us get this set up, and she said Benton County is one of the worst. They have done it countywide. Usually they do it town by town. But for whatever reason, Benton County has done it countywide. And she said, well, it's a very hard, long process to get it changed, but you could start with the mayor of Walford. I emailed him, and he was very kind. He was more than happy to put me on their agenda for the city council meeting. But he said, to be completely honest, there's no reason for things to change. And unless a lot of people come forth to say that it's a problem, that they won't even bother with it, that they just have other things to do. So he brought it up just to get a feeling of what they would say, and all the city council members said, we don't see a problem with it being in place. We wouldn't take the time to change it. I invited the mayor or the city council members to come to our home. I said, I invite you to come to our home and to meet him and to see him interact with our son, to see him interact with our family and you as strangers, and to tell me that this is a dog that should be kept away from your town. They said, we're sure he's a very nice dog and we're sorry, but it's too much to do, and you're the first person since it's been in place to ever say that you want it changed. So, crying. I was devastated. It's so sad. It's so terrible that he's being punished for doing absolutely nothing. And I felt frustrated. We have 2 full-time jobs. We're a young, growing family. We'd be an asset to a small community. And it's just so sad that they're not going to let us join their community because we have a dog who has done nothing wrong, who just has had bad stereotype and bad social media. We got an acreage in Amana. My husband talked to them, did a lot of research on that to make sure that they have no intention of ever putting up ban. Amana's very rural, and they have a lot of societies. We feel pretty secure and pretty safe to have him out there. And he is part of this family just as much as I am or AJ is. We go where we go as a family. Absolutely.